do this?
You can just lean back and let her rip.
Hey everyone!
In this video we're going to help you through those gnarly rock gardens and get you down those technical descents.
Let's help you get you out of that space where you're holding yourself back, leaning back, and get you leaning in and taking control.
We are Vic Wes MTB and we are professional mountain bike skills coaches from South Africa, here to help you through your mountain bike journey. If you are new to our channel, please hit that subscribe button below.
Stick around to the end where we share that one thing that really helps us get through those gnarly rock gardens, especially when riding them for the first time. Let's rock on into it! Yeah!
Cool guys, so before we go out there and hit those gnarly rock gardens, we just need to consider the bike first. Firstly, our tire pressures are important. We don't want our tires to be too soft, which means that you could hit those rocks and ding your rims. So make sure you have enough pressure in your tires. Also, you don't want your tires to be too hard because then you could bounce off of those rocks. You need to make sure that your suspension is open and working. And something you need to consider is your rebound. So check those factory settings and make sure your rebound is not too fast or too slow. And something important is to just have the rear rebound ever so slightly slower than the front. Thirdly, having a dropper seat post is super important because it allows us to get our center of mass lower on the bike.
To achieve this, I think of getting ready on my bike and ready for that rock garden. So I get low with a deep bend in my knees and elbows. I make sure my elbows are out. I'm widening my knees and I'm thinking of the feeling of heavy feet, light hands. So I lock my feet in, I make them super strong, and I create an opposing force between my feet. And then my hands are light, but I still have a firm grip, and I'm keeping my arms loose to be able to absorb the rocks underneath me.
If we don't have a dropper seat post, we are forced to lean back behind the saddle. And this is not the greatest thing because when we do lean back behind the saddle, we tend to unweight that front wheel. This takes the weight off and it increases our chances of deflection, and it's also difficult to hold a straight line through those gnarly rocks.
One of the most important things about being ready for these gnarly rock gardens and technical descents is making sure that your mindset is right. So I like to think of being committed, focused, and most important of all, believing in myself and that I can do it. No, I can't. Yes, you can.
Alright guys, so before you hit those rock gardens, make sure you dial in your body position. You want to make sure that you practice on some easy terrain, maybe out on the grass over some rollers, just getting your body position sorted. The first thing that we need to do is drop our saddles, practice that nice low, deep, ready position with our elbows slightly out and focusing ahead. There's a few things we need to consider. When we are nice and low in our bikes riding through those rock gardens, something that often happens is the bike starts pulling away from us. This is because we're on wheels and wheels tend to accelerate. So we need to be strong in our position, we need to get low and we need to hinge slightly forwards to stay between the wheels and make sure that we don't unweight that front wheel. If you don't, the bike will get ahead of you, you will get lighter on the front wheel, and then your front wheel will start deflecting, it will start getting light, and it once again will be hard for you to hold your line through those gnarly rocks. Leaning back over rock rolls and rock gardens causes our arms to go straight and then the bike starts to pull us. This causes us to lose control and lose our line. A simple way to stop this from happening is to go back to the feeling of heavy feet, light hands, and really tap into strong feet. We want to brace ourselves and lock our feet in place. We do this by dropping our front heel and by pointing our back toes to create an opposing force between our feet. This locks us in place and ensures that our feet stay firmly planted on the pedals and that we stay connected and centered on the bike.
Being balanced and maintaining traction on the front wheel puts us in a better position to roll through and over technical rock gardens and roll downs. When we roll down a technical feature, we need to have the right amount of extension available in our arms to prevent the bike from running away from us and to prevent the front wheel from unweighting and deflecting. The best way is to slide your shoulders forwards, peek over the front wheel and punch that front wheel down into the feature by extending your arms. An easy way to remember this is to peek and punch.
So to finish off, let's go through the full process. Drop your saddle and get lower on your bike as the terrain gets steeper and more technical. Remember, elbows out, but not too far out. Say to yourself, heavy feet, light hands, and get a slight tension of the muscles in your feet, and create that opposing force between them. Brace against your front foot as you roll through the rocks. Be ready to peek and punch your way over technical terrain. Plan ahead and think of where you are looking. Where you look is where you go. Utilize your peripheral vision while staying focused on the trail ahead. Remember to practice your body positioning on easy terrain and do the groundwork on the grass first before you head out on the more difficult technical features out on the trails.
We promised we would share that one thing that really helps us get through those scary rocks and intimidating features, especially when riding them for the first time. It is not a bike skill, but a mindset skill. So many times I found myself in spaces where I know I have the ability and skill to do the feature, but my mind tries to hold me back. To overcome this, I go find a quiet spot and close my eyes. I put one hand on my heart and the other on my belly. I feel myself opening my heart to what I'm about to do. I take a few deep breaths into my tummy to calm myself, and I visualize myself doing the feature. I then count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go into full commitment mode and trust that I can do it.
So that's a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching. We hope that you've learned something and that you can ride those gnarly rock gardens with a little bit more confidence.
Give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment in the comments below, and hit that subscribe button. Catch you in the next video.